Willie D Live.
What's up, family? National Football League Hall of Famer Michael Irvin has a bone to pick with anybody who thinks that today's football players are better than those of yesterday, during his time to be exact. Mike said he woke up and after he brushed his teeth and looked himself in the mirror and gave himself a good pep talk, he checked his phone and the first thing he sees is some dudes on a podcast called Facts Over Feelings talking about how Deion Sanders could not have covered today's wide receivers. Yeah, says that Deion covered wide receivers who were a lot slower, and that's where Mike took off, or should I say crashed out. I don't know who the guy is that was talking. I don't know if he's a former football player or what, but when he said that Deion covered slower wide receivers, he put up a picture of Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice, the two most accomplished wide receivers in the history of the NFL. And Mike lost it. He was like, man, y'all soft. Y'all couldn't have played in our era. You know, you guys are soft. And he was like, man, this is football. It's not a track meet. And he also said that he played in the midst of pain. He said, yeah, I made catches where pain lives. Yeah. So yeah, I made plays where pain lives. That was rather emphatic, you know, yeah. And that's true. This is part of the reason why I do not watch football today. It's too watered down. The same thing with NBA. I do not watch NBA. I do not watch basketball, pro basketball, because it's too watered down. You just touch it, dude, foul, they blowing the whistle on everything. Michael mentioned that how the football players today, they can't be hit before they catch the ball. You can't touch them, you know, boom, flag on the play, flag on the play. So I don't like all that. I think football was best when it was a brutal sport, when everybody didn't think that they could go out there and survive. See, now, a lot of guys, you can still get hit hard, but for the most part, a lot of dudes think they can survive playing football. Even the quarterbacks, man, most of these quarterbacks never get touched. When you look at Tom Brady, the GOAT in many people's eyes, because he won, I think, 6 Super Bowls or something like that, 7. Tom Brady played at a time when the game was transitioning. I think he may have played maybe 2-3 years where that was real contact, but each year they was slowly chipping away the contact, and it was giving these quarterbacks more and more latitude. Today, if you look at a quarterback too long, they're gonna throw a flag. I mean, these quarterbacks hardly even get touched. This is why I say today's quarterback is not better, in my opinion, than the quarterbacks of yesterday, the Terry Bradshaws, the Steve Youngs, the Warren Moons. These guys played every single play with the expectation that they were going to have some contact. So imagine sitting back in the pocket, fam, and you ain't worried about getting hit. You can sit back in the pocket and not worry about getting jammed up, like getting really, really hit. And if you do get hit, they're gonna bring you down gingerly. It's really not the player's fault. It's the league. It's the NFL. It's the NBA. It's the league, because the players come from the same places that they came from throughout history. Most of these guys come from very tough, poverty-stricken environments, and football is their ticket out. So these guys pretty much come from the same type of circumstances. You know, ain't got no money, family ain't got no money. Everything's riding on this guy making it to the league and being successful. So it's the same type of guys, but they're playing under different rules. And the trip part about it is, so when people say that the guys today are better than the guys of yesterday, I'd have to disagree, because they're not under the same rules and regulations. They're not playing under the same rules and regulations. They've taken away the contact. If I can sit back in the pocket and throw the ball and not worry about getting hit, a real hit coming, I can be a lot more comfortable than I would if I know the hit is definitely coming every single time. Like, after you throw the ball, oftentimes they would allow you at least one more step to level the quarterback, and no penalty would be thrown. Like, they would not throw a flag. You could level the quarterback after one step, boom, half step or whatever, boom. Now, man, when that quarterback let that ball go and you touch that quarterback, automatically you're getting penalized. So it makes a lot of players second guess, their aggressiveness. Same thing with basketball. I come up in the era of Bill Laimbeer, okay? What's his name? Played for Charles Oakley, those type of dudes, contact. You could expect contact every single play. That was gonna be some contact. You go up in that hole, if you go to the hole, oh, you definitely gonna get hit. Allen Iverson. How many guys, especially the size of Allen Iverson today, could have played in the game back in the gap? Well, they probably would have been able to play because they would have been able to adjust if they were built like Allen Iverson. But some of those dudes, they're not built like Allen. They don't have that type of grit. They don't have that toughness that Allen Iverson had. Allen Iverson got hit damn near every time he went to the hole. He almost hit it was common for Allen Iverson to hit the floor after he make a layup. He get hit almost every time, but he was fearless. They don't have it like that these days. Like I say, these guys come from the same place, so many of them probably could adjust, but the fact is, they don't have it as hard as the players did back in the gap, and that's why I do not watch it. It's really damn near boiled down to flag football or something, You can find flag football more exciting. Another thing, I absolutely agree with Michael that football is more than just speed. It's not a track meet, it's football. There's a lot of things that's involved with playing football. Speed is one. There's one attribute you got to have, speed. You got to have intelligence. You have to have, depending on what role, what position you're playing, you got to have intelligence. You have to have good instincts. Good instincts is probably the greatest thing that you got to have. You got to have strength. There's a number of things that you got to have in order to be a successful football player. And that's today as well as it was yesterday. So I don't know what dude is talking about when he's talking about speed, like Dion couldn't keep up with these guys today. Dion ran a 4.2 in the 40. That's pretty fast. It's not that many guys playing football can run a 4.2. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.